Don't you know what you're starting? But you sure we got the clue how that this we go. Don't you know? No more art. And as you look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go to cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done there, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. No tagline. Ladies and gentlemen, the elections have come and gone. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for or how to vote. Merely, if you have the opportunity to vote, you should. That's all I can really tell you. I can't tell you who to vote for. I don't know what's best for you. I don't know what your interests are. I don't know what you're trying to do for your community. But I'm telling you that if you have the opportunity to vote, you should vote. It's one of the few rights that you still have. And please take advantage of it, because there are people who don't want you to vote, who it works in their interest if you don't. Because after decades upon decades of our parents and our parents' parents and our parents' parents, if not further, have tried to instill into the next generation to vote, there has been a group of people within each generation that are looking at it like, oh, well shit, if this group doesn't work, if this group doesn't vote, then we can go ahead and just kind of slide certain stuff into our way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to talk about is our government corrupt? Is the voting system corrupt? There are plenty of different ways of going about it. Voting fraud is exposed almost on a regular. It is what it is. But it's an opportunity that you have that you should take advantage of. Period. That doesn't matter what, because in some countries you don't have that. Okay? Whether it's because of your age, the color of your skin, what your religious background is, your sexuality, whatever. So you should take the advantage of that if you have the opportunity and the advantage to do so. Because at one time, only a certain group of people could vote. No one else could. How does this go into DSP? Well, this piece of shit basically is like, oh, I'm not going to vote because I'm not rich. And I have to work all fucking day. And all those people who are trying to push you to vote, well, they're living good. They already have everything the way they want, so they can go and vote whenever the fuck they want. But for all the hard-working individuals, we can't do that. And also, I don't want people to tell me what to do. I hate it when people tell me what to do. It just turned me off from the whole situation. You sound like a goddamn child. It's similar, Phil, to when you went to that military recruiter office. I can't remember what branch it was. But you went to a military recruiter office, and everything sounds good. And you even said that, and you were like, all right, well, I'm thinking about, all right, let me think about it, and I'll come back. And the recruiter was basically like, oh, we know you'll be back. You want to know what that's called, Phil? It's called confidence. It's called confidence. But what did you do, Phil? And instead of you just taking that in passing and just moving the fuck on with your day, you got butthurt. You were like, what? I'll be back. I'll show you. I'm going to become a gamer. I'm gonna have a 10-year legacy. Psst, forget serving overseas. Forget serving for my country. Forget me learning some, I don't know, some skills, some discipline, some true morals. Maybe make my parents proud. I'm gonna be a gamer. I'm gonna be a variety streamer. That's how I'm gonna serve my country. And Phil never went back. True story, by the way. Hashtag facts. With that, shouts out to my boy Jackal's Lair. So that's how you decided to go about that. And you went ahead and used voting as an excuse. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this comes from the same fucking moron who wanted to have a political channel. I guess maybe that's how him and Monday Matt was going to connect. The thing is about Monday Matt is, despite the fact that he just regurgitates articles similar to Review Tech USA, at least him and Review Tech USA have at least some understanding of how politics work and at least keep up with what's going on in their respective states. Phil doesn't do any of that. He gets all his news from Twitter. And so it's funny how Phil's like, don't let other people tell you how to vote and don't let other people tell you how to think. Yet he gets the majority of his information from Twitter. He's going off of somebody else's timeline. And he's going ahead and go with what sounds good or convenient to him. But since, Phil, you didn't vote, actually, I can't remember the last time Phil ever voted, if he's ever voted, you don't have a right to bitch. So when you were complaining about how your taxes are going to go up and you're looking at what's going on in the House and in the Senate and you're thinking it's bullshit, Phil, well, guess what? You didn't vote none of the motherfuckers in or out. So you don't have a right to bitch. As it goes to anyone who does not vote. You don't have a right to complain. You can have your opinions, but you don't have a real right to complain, because if things don't work out for you and people are like, well, who did you vote for? You're going to either lie or you're going to be like, and you're not going to have much to add to the conversation, are you? It seems to be a bit of a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I might seem a bit pissed off, but that's just me in my normal, rather aggressive puppy mode. I hope you don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with someone who constantly puts a smile on my face. Snort, Burnell, Dspgaming. Election rant, and it's my morals' fault, like you have any. But then I'm going to give you guys a bonus. We're going to go back. We're going to go back to February 24th of 2017. KO Gaming / Dspgaming. Monthly begging. I need you guys. I need your help, guys. I'm doing this because it's going to flow together. It's going to flow together because, and I'm not sure if I'm going to start doing this in the future, where I give you guys something current and then something from like a year ago or maybe 2 years ago, because as you guys know, Gout and Wine and then Doubt and Wine or something where I want to go further back. But I'm going to try to give you guys something new and something old. Something to give you guys an understanding of what Phil was and then what Phil is. I hope you guys like it and whatnot, and it's not going to fit every particular topic, so I might not do it for every video, but just where I feel like it fits. And even if it doesn't fit my topic in particular, it will give you a date and a time, almost a miniature time capsule of what it was like and how far did Phil progress in the span of, I'd say, about a year, maybe 2. We'll see how I go about that. So I hope you guys like it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone ahead and gone on my rant long enough, so let's go ahead and get into the broadcast at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Networking Productions. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work.
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys looking at actual footage of when Kat is trying to sneak out of the bed so she can go to the gym and meet up with Jim? While the pig roach is slowly but surely tossing and turning, imagining that he's eating some type of burger, fries, something greasy in the middle of his sleep? I don't know. I don't know. But it could be, though. It could be. Maybe, just maybe, Snort Burnell is sending us subliminal messages on something that they perceive that they're trying to pass along to all of us. Just something to think about. I love it though. DSP News.
Can you attest, have I treated you right? What do you
Never.
think?
You're an awful person.
The rumors are true, guys. What can I say?
No, the trolls are not attacking my forums. Solange Brinton. No, they are not attacking the forums. There's no way the trolls could attack my forums besides just basically trolling them with stupid posts that will get, moderated. That was something much earlier this year. Basically, idiots lied and said that they were trying to get personal information of forum members from my forums. They didn't get a single iota of data from my forums at all. What they did is they, just like I mentioned to all of you, they went on people's Facebook accounts and found a ridiculous amount of personal information about people and basically were doxing people based off of that because people basically were being very careless. They were putting their personal information out there on the internet, which you shouldn't do. And they were getting doxed, because of their carelessness. And it had nothing whatsoever to do with me or my forums at all. They were just doing it willy-nilly as a way to prove that they somehow had some kind of power over people, which they didn't, because in essence, literally nothing happened as a result of it, so.
Wait a second, you are... Well, see, Snort already had it down, but you are a fucking liar because you admitted that your website, your forums, whatever, were compromised, and now all of a sudden, you're going back to he was going back to his number 2 excuse and be like, oh, well, you guys need to be careful what you guys do online. You guys got to be careful about this. You guys got to be careful about that. It's funny though how you're one of Phil's former sergeant at arms decides to wage war against a website. Then these guys over here decide to retaliate. Next thing you know, all these guys get doxxed. How does Phil not fall into this category at all, in some way, shape, or form? When Phil's sergeant in arms is out there on the front lines on his behalf, which led to him making these threats on these people's families, which in turn led to the retaliation, which in turn led to people getting doxxed. How does that not flow in Phil's circle? In his bacon halo, if you will. His pork rib circle, if you want to perceive that. Heavy on the barbecue sauce. That Jim Ross barbecue sauce, just so we can be precise. If you haven't tried that shit yet, you should. That shit is delicious. Anyway, so how does that work? And how is it that, they only got their information because they went over there and they got it off of Facebook? Well, how did they find them, Phil? They wouldn't have been able to get their Facebook information if they didn't have a source. So they would have had to have hacked your site to get their information and then find them on, and then, fuck them over on Facebook, yeah? How does that work? I doubt any of the people on your forums is using the exact same username that they're using on Facebook, right? Excuse me, that they're using on Facebook, right? How does that make sense? Get the fuck out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, and let me tell you this and be as stern-witted as possible. Do not join his forums. Not to troll, not to be a hater. Don't do any of that, because all of your shit is exposed over there. All of it. It's not worth it. It really isn't. Okay? There are plenty of other ways to troll him without exposing yourself. It's unnecessary. And it's not like you need to sign in or have an account to view it. Same thing with Kiwi Farms. Same things with Encyclopedia Dramatica and all these other spots. You don't need an account to view their forums. You don't. So there's no need to make an account. Goddamn liar, man. I mean, you've already admitted earlier this year. I wish I had the clip. I'm so unprepared.
I'm good at lying. Crazy Dream is saying, he says, your connection is not private. Well, I don't get that message when I log into the site. I don't get that message when I log into the site. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Crazy Dream. I don't know. What browser are you? Try using a different browser. If it still keeps happening, let me know. But I'm not. I've been logging in. I haven't been getting that message.
Oniony, salty aftertaste in my.
Just in case you guys need a translation on Bacon Talk, basically, I'm safe and I'm okay, so that's all that matters. Despite the fact, though, that the owner of the actual forums, we already know his name, we already know his address, we have all of his information anyway. He's basically already out there, is basically what he's saying. So this is no bacon off his back. This isn't going to cut into his pork ribs, so there's no problem. Just to get that understanding out there. If you think that his pig ears is slowly being boiled or something along those lines, it's not. It really isn't. And no, I do not know what that tastes like. By the way.
out.
If we hit 550 subs this month, guys, and just to let you guys know, this is I found something yesterday that would make a tremendous episode of DSP Tries It that would be holiday themed for Christmas. I was out randomly, you know, with Kat doing stuff yesterday. We were going around different stores and the like. I found something. I was like, oh my god, this would be absolutely perfect for a holiday episode of DSP Tries It, alright? But if you guys want to see this special holiday edition of DSP Tries It, we have to hit 550 subscriptions this month. In reality, guys, this isn't very hard. We were at 510 subs on Sunday. We lost 10 on my day off. This week, we could rally and we could definitely hit 520.
Let me cut in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm reporting this currently on November 8th of 2018. Yes, I'm late. And as of Tevin's stream last night, which was Phil was an angry piggy last night and the night before allegedly, but he was definitely pissed off last night. I don't know what his problem is. Maybe Cat hasn't come home yet. I don't know. But in any case, he was at 495 subs I think last night. So he's actually in free fall. So he's in a lot worse of shape that he's giving off to me. So hopefully he can patch that up. Hopefully, probably not. DSP News.
This week. Many of you I see here, you know, you had subs and your subs expired. Now would be the time to sub. Not only are you going to be making these events happen, you're going to get access to all the new emotes, the new sub badges. This is a great time to sub to the channel this month. Alright? But yeah, so if we hit 550 subscriptions this month, the special DSP Tries It, I'm really going to go all out. I'm going to dress up for it. It's going to be a very awesome episode. Okay? So I hope that you guys will subscribe to the channel if you have not. I hope we can hit 550 subs. I really want to do both.
He's probably just gonna wear another stupid sweater, and that's probably it. He's probably just gonna look the same way he did last year. I doubt it's gonna be anything in particular. And if he was to dress up, what's he gonna do? He's either gonna dress up like the Grinch, which would be funny. Call him the Piggy Grinch. Call him the Grinch of Gout. We could call him the Gout that stole Christmas. Oh shit, that would be gangster. He could do that, or he'll go with something more traditional and him being Mr. and Mrs. Claus. If Kat actually shows up this time around, if she's not too traumatized, if, you know, PTSD hasn't hit her too hard, maybe they could dress up as elves. I don't know. It all sounds horrifying, to be honest with you. Let's continue.
The holiday, you know, drinking marathon event, as well as this special, you know, DSP Tries It. It's going to be great. But I hope we get hit. Let's motivate people to get people subbed, okay? Everyone, please subscribe. Let's get it going.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills. Let the green roll in. Give me money. More fucking money. That's right. More will eat you fucking alive, chew you up, spit you out, take everything you have, and then run with the money on your efforts. Trust me, I know about that. Talk about a cash grab. I want all my money back. And I'm like, you're not getting any money back. This fucker tried to steal money from me. Oh no, what a greedy bastard.
Starting in 2019, alright, in conjunction with this designer.
And let's talk about the drinking real fast. As you guys may or may not know, I think he had some alcoholic eggnog. I don't know, I haven't tried that brand, so I couldn't tell you exactly what his strength level is. He had some like Game of Thrones beer. I've actually had that. It's alright. You piss out more of it than anything else. And he may have had like some rum or something. I don't know. He's pretty much a lightweight in my book, so I don't have to give him any respect when it comes to drinking. It was nothing in particularly special. A lot of people said he was faking it. I mean, that's what Phil do. That's what Kat does in the bedroom for him anyway. So, you know, you kind of take it as it comes. So I wouldn't expect too much out of that whole drinking marathon thing. He said that he was drinking like pretty much all day, but that wasn't really the case. At least not from what I saw. But we'll go over those videos maybe later in the year as we get closer to Christmas. We'll see. Let's continue.
We kind of brainstormed a new idea in regards to myself and the channel here and everything in 2019. I don't want to spoil, but all I can tell you is in January of 2019, I'm going to start a new campaign, and it's going to be interesting. You guys hopefully will like it, and it's going to be sweet. All right, I'm just going to put it that way. I'm not even going to spoil what it is. I'm not even going to give you any more information. But in January 2019, we're going to start up something a little cool, a little different, and hopefully you guys will like the idea. Okay?
This is Penny.
You see, Here's the funny thing, guys, and this is why I'm never gonna dictate to you about politics and the like.
All right, let me jump in real quick. So as it pertains to the new designs, as you saw, Snort Burnell thinks they might be new designs for Teespring. I think honestly it'll probably be some new layouts for his streams. To be honest, I also agree that it might also be some new Teesprings spring merchandise, which is all going to end up being garbage anyway. And if I had to guess, some brand new emotes going into the new year. That's pretty much it. There's not really too much Phil can change, unless he has a new setup coming about. Now the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, that requires time, money, and effort. All things that he lacks in. So, and a bit of creativity. So I don't know how exactly he's going to pull that off. And more importantly than that, if he does, it makes one wonder where all the money came from, being that we're getting so close to tax season. So, you know, Phil's, because as you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, he basically beat up his PS4 so he could get a PS4 Pro, which was donated to him, which allegedly he bought himself. That's semantics. But he needs a new laptop. I think he was saying eventually he's going to need a new mic. What else is he going to need? He needs a new keyboard and mouse because, I don't know, he can't go to Amazon and buy a wireless one for $20. Whatever. And I think he's going to eventually start pushing for a new desktop. I guarantee it. So that's what you guys need to look forward to moving into the new year. Just my opinion, of course. DSP News.
I find it incredibly hypocritical that the people who are screaming at people in the United States to vote today are the people who have the ability to do it whenever they want. I'll give you a perfect example, okay? Celebrities.
I mean, I'll be honest, just like any other normal human, yes, am I jealous of certain people and of people who are successful and whatever? Of course I am. Of course I'm going to have jealousy. That's a natural human emotion for those who have more than you. You're always going to have that natural kind of jealousy of those who maybe have, been more successful or things like that.
Celebrities who are millionaires who literally cannot work for the rest of their lives, telling you, the person who has to bust their ass to pay their bills, to go vote. a YouTube or Twitch streamer who literally makes so much money that they can go, off for weeks and not stream, go to conventions and shit, pay for everything out the butt, probably drives crazy cars, has high-end fucking PCs, right? Oh, you guys should take time out of your day to vote. Wait a minute, what? You can vote, maybe. You're filthy fucking rich. Who are you to tell me to take time out of my day where I'm busy to vote, right?
You're not a very mature adult.
So you guys heard it first. If you're not rich, you can't vote. Despite all the time that they give you for early voting, leading up to the day where you can actually go and vote, if you don't have money, you can't vote. If you're not rich, if you're not rich, you can't vote. Even though, and this is just me talking, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just a very cute and cuddly pup in a sharp suit and whatnot who happens to be amazing in bed. Am I wrong? Wasn't he not off on Monday? Actually, him and Kat were off on Monday. So they both theoretically could have gone and voted, or at least one of them could have. So what's his excuse? I don't know. That's pigman logic, and I don't really know how that works. So, and then the week before? Huh? Since when? Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I shit on this man the way I do. Because he spews this bullshit. And sadly, it's not just the fact that he expects people to agree with him on it. But some people will take that logic and run with it. But let him continue. Maybe, just maybe, we're cutting into the pork roast a little too quickly. Okay, you're right. I can hear some of you out there now being like, "Yo, GTG, you're supposed to let it rest when it comes out the oven, brother." You're right. Let's let him continue. Let's see what he has to say. Maybe he can marinate slightly longer. Let's go ahead and continue.
So I understand if people think that voting is important, but I'm never going to be a kind of guy that's political and is going to shove it down your guy's throat. That's your choice. It's your choice to do what you want with your life. Far be it for me to tell you what to do. And I actually find it incredibly annoying and incredibly pushy, and it actually turns me off when I get these fucking people who are so out of touch with fucking real life reality telling me what to do. So that's just me. I'm sorry, but that's me. That's why I would never do that to you guys, and that's why I'm not going to talk politics on this stream. Okay?
With this salt flavor. Ugh.
That's another problem too. He keeps talking about, as you guys know, if you've been following Dave for any length of time, that he's always talks about politics as it pertains to something that bothers him, usually money. And then when other people want to chime in, oh, we're not talking about that now. I've already I've already given my piece, I've already given my opinion. I don't care what you guys have to say, let's move on. Or if he wants to talk about movies and stuff, okay, he'll give his opinion, and then for everybody else, when they want to chime in, no, unless you're cheering or giving me money, I don't want to hear your shit. I don't want to hear nothing about that. That's already done and over with. But then he goes into this little spiel that he's been doing lately where this right here is a gaming stream. You guys come here to chill and watch me play games. But then when no one's talking to him, when no one's interacting with him, he wants people to start conversations. Well, isn't that a bit conflictive? Because you just said that it's a gameplay stream, and if they're not talking about you or talking about the game, you don't really want to hear it. But then when there's nothing going on, you want people to start actually talking to you about stuff outside of the game because the game is boring you, and you're not man enough to say, I'm not a gamer, let me shut this off, let me just look at the chat, and let's just have a conversation. See how we have... Am I the only one who sees it? I might be the only one who sees it. Is it possible? Am I being a bit illogical about the situation? Huh. Well, let's let him continue.
And then Buff David Bennett did 50 bit cheer says, oh, reminding everyone to vote today. I'm not going to do that. No. This channel is not the place for it. And certainly...
Not the place just to tell people, hey, don't forget to vote today. Like, it's that hard. I mean, it's different for me. I'm late. But I went out and voted. So, but you can't tell people, hey, guys, don't forget to vote. It's not that big of a deal. You could have even put that out on Twitter to the, I don't know, tens of people who follow you. Well, who actually retweet your tweets and shit. It was really that hard to be like, hey, go out and vote. And that, you think just because you tell people to go out and vote makes you political? That makes you some type of radical? You're somehow going to go out there and have sweeping changes if Drunksydephil can get the Pig Roach cult to go out there and vote? Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm a person who gets to play video games all day.
I don't have to adhere to a schedule, even though I do. I don't have a boss to yell at me if I decide to go out to vote. I'm the last person on planet Earth who should be dictating to you what you should or shouldn't do with your free time.
Why would a boss yell at you for voting? When most bosses encourage the workers to go out and vote. The office building that's right across Mars, they actually set up break. Their boss is fucking awesome. Well, their corporation's awesome, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. They actually paid for their employees to go out on breaks to make sure they went out and voted. That's how dope it was over there. I'm not saying that I'm jealous or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. I'm not, Some of them over there were pulling Sargons and shit, and the suits weren't as fitted as they are over here. But I'm not here to talk about that. That's not the case. I'm just saying that it would have been cool if I had a small break so I can go out and vote. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have minded having an hour and a half to do that. But that's not the point of this conversation. So there are plenty of people who had that opportunity. Your boss isn't going to shit on you for that. Granted, time management is important, ladies and gentlemen, but there are a lot of corporations that push for that. It pays off for them in the end, in some way, shape, or form. But Phil wouldn't know that because Phil hasn't had a job in 8 years. So everything that happened back in the olden times, sorry, Phil, not all of that applies now. Just saying, you're a bit outdated. I'm sorry, let's reword that. You're a bit expired. Okay, You know what I'm saying? You probably should have gotten thrown away a little while ago. I know. It's hard to hear. But I think you need to kind of step yourself up. You can only change the refresh date on there for so long. Just saying. Dspnews.
If you choose to vote in the United States today, good on you. If you don't, good on you. It's your life and you determine what you do with it. Okay?
I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life. I love it. I love it.
Sorry that I treat my viewers like intelligent humans. The Honest Troll, Chiarity says, to be honest, I think I speak for quite a lot of people by saying I'd love to hear some of your political views.
Let me cut in real quick. I'm sorry, man. I'm kind of getting annoyed by that whole intelligent human thing. Why can't you just say I treat my audience like intelligent people? Or intelligent individuals. I mean, is your vocabulary just not large enough? Like, why does it always got to be intelligent humans? It's not just you. Heard the Quarterling say some shit about that the other day, and Monday Matt's saying that shit too. Like, what are all of you guys? You guys androids and shit? Are you guys like Gucci Mane? Are you guys clones? What's the problem? I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's not getting a point across by saying that. Because it makes, what actually I think it does is it's you guys trying to almost exclude yourself from your audience itself. It's almost like you're trying to pull like an Dusty with his dumbass, and you believe that you're somehow better than them. So this is a way of you elevating. Like, oh, I treat my fan base with the type of respect like decent human beings. Instead of just saying I treat them like, you know, like respect, like I'm trying to give the same respect to the individuals who follow me or watch me or so on and so forth. Or like intelligent individuals, intelligent people, so on and so forth. Why don't you guys just say that? Why does it always have to be the human aspect of it? Like, is there some type of subspecies running around here that I don't know about, that I'm not aware of? Kenny, I think you guys need to go ahead and renew the subscription to National Geographic. There's apparently something that we're missing over here. I guess I'm not aware. I'll talk to James Lester and the Ghostly Wind about that later. DSP News.
Not if it's frowned upon by Twitch, as long as it isn't hate speech. Dude, there's no reason I'm doing that. As I've said many times, and I'll say it again, this stream is meant to be a place where you guys can come and hang out and relax with me and escape from all that crap that you're bombarded with. I'm not even kidding you. The past 3 fucking days, all I've seen on the internet is go vote, go vote, go vote. Every celebrity, every politician, every fucking streamer, every person with a fucking Twitter personality. Hey, go vote, go vote, go vote. Shut the fuck up.
Why am I toxic? More toxic, more toxic.
No, really. Like, I know I'm an adult, and if I want to go vote, I'll go fucking vote. I'm not a 2-year-old who needs to be told that this is the most important thing, and this is the most historic election, and this is the most herpa-derpa fucking dirt. It's bullshit.
This guy constantly whining. Wah, wah. Shut the fuck up. God damn. Wah, wah.
Ladies and gentlemen, does someone want to please, I had said this on Twitter too, does someone please want to change this piggy's diaper? Please, for the love of God. Would someone please change this man Piggy's diaper? Cat's busy. Her hands are full. In more ways than one. Can someone please help this man out? Seriously. One diaper, ladies and gentlemen. One clean diaper. Unused diaper. Can save this pig roach from a very nasty, nasty rash. And maybe, just maybe, he can act like a decent pig. Anybody. I'm pleading here. I'm pleading. Someone please help him. Ladies and gentlemen, what kind of narrow-minded piece of shit is this? To be this upset about voting. Of all things. I don't see you being this upset, Phil, when you found out you had back taxes. You know what that is, right, Phil? You know, back taxes that you didn't pay in 3 fucking years? That you somehow thought that, you know, you were excluded of. You didn't have to pay it because you didn't fall in lines with what the criteria was of that state. Because you remember that, right, Phil? When you jumped from one state to another so you didn't have to pay a personal income tax? And only to sit there and go to your new state and not pay taxes for 3 fucking years? And then you complained about, oh, how the government and with this, that, and the third, and with all these new changes, my taxes are going to go up and I'm going to have such a hard time, and I really need you guys to come through for me. But yet, this piece of shit won't get off his fucking ass and go vote. Won't take a little bit of time to pick up a newspaper, or since, you know, he's an online personality, I don't know, maybe look at a couple of news websites and find out what's going on in his particular state. Doesn't have to go nationwide with it, just in what's going on in your particular state. And see how some of that shit affects you. It's available. This is the internet, Phil. It's not the Stone Age. Okay? This is all readily available to you. Hell, if you feel like it, ask one of your minions to go and look it up for you and then regurgitate it to you in a way that you're comfortable with. Sorry about that. You can do that. Instead, you want to sit here and perpetuate the ignorance that goes on to this very day about don't vote, it doesn't mean anything, it's not going to get you anywhere. Woosah. Let's continue. DSP News.
Oh my god.
I get tired of it. I get tired of being lectured and told to what you should be doing and what's important with my fucking life. I'm an adult, and I make an intelligent decision of what I am or not. I am going to do or what I'm not going to do. I don't need to be talked down to and told that if you don't vote, it's irresponsible. This is the same thing as the EGM reviewer saying, if you don't go fucking play Red Dead 2, you're not a real gamer. Well, if you don't go fucking vote in this midterm election...
Did you just compare voting to being compared to a gamer? Where's the correlations with either one of those? Going to vote is something that you should do if it's made available to you. And being a fucking gamer by fucking some game writer that no one gives a shit about anyway. About a game that doesn't really mean anything anyway. It's a fucking game. This is your argument, Phil. This is how we're going about this. Voting, or let's reword that. Your right to vote and being a responsible individual / citizen is the equivalent to being considered a real gamer in Red Dead Redemption 2. And people get mad at me because I shit on you. That's insane. That's a goddamn shame. A goddamn shame. Really is. That people actually fucking defend this moron. Alright, let's let the piggy finish. Jesus.
You're not a real American. Well, guess what? Fuck you.
You might as well complain that the sky is blue, the grass is green, water is wet. Go right ahead, because it's just as effective and just as stupid. Okay, then. Oh, my God, dude, just shut up. Just shut up and stop whining. Oh.
How about that? Because I'll do what I feel is appropriate for me. And that's why I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys to do stuff on stream. I'm just not going to do it. You're here to escape that crap. And I know that. So I'm not going to be here lecturing you about you should vote on this issue.
They're there to escape their responsibilities? Is that what this is? You're gonna instead of what takes, an hour, maybe hour and a half, depending on if it's a line and you decide to wait till the last minute to go vote, you would rather avoid that, and whatever happens after that is whatever happens, to go to this asshole stream, hear him bitch and complain about games that he's completely inept at and he can't finish, to hear about taxes that he can't pay, or he says he can't pay, and how he wants you guys to contribute your hard-earned money so he can so he can essentially keep doing this for a living, even though apparently he's not able to do it for a living, hence the reason why you guys need to pay him, only to have him rail on you guys later on if the view count isn't very good, or if he didn't hit his target number of support for that stream. It sounds to me like you're running away from your own responsibilities and your own obligations to deal with another man's. And if you want to be a cuck and do that, that's up to you. Because it sounds like, at least the way Drunksydephil is going about this, that if you vote, you're a cuck. But is it not a cuck to go over there and take care of another man's business? Another man's obligations? Who's more than capable of doing it? I guess we can call this the great cuck debate. Let us continue. DSP News.
Fuck that shit. Seriously. So, alright, John Civ has cheered. He says, sorry I've been gone for so long. I hope not much drama has happened. Much love, man. Well, John Civ, admittedly, drama always happens. It's hilarious, though, because it's never to do with me. It's not like I created drama.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
Most of the drama that happens is completely created by outside bullshit and factors. It has nothing to do with fucking stuff that I've done. But we get through it, and we're here positive, and we're having fun. It's been a crazy hardcore gaming season so far, so welcome back, John. Good to see ya. Odor Tar just cheered, and he said, thank you for not encouraging people to vote mindlessly like every other celebrity does. It even happens on Twitch, so it's refreshing to see your review on your audience as reasonable individuals who can decide for themselves. In my honest opinion, sometimes it's even counterproductive because lots of people don't understand politics very well and are easily manipulated. Yep. And by the way, that was the point with a lot of these people.
No, it wasn't the point. Actually go out and get the information and go ahead and bring yourself up to speed on what's going on. No one's telling you to go out there and mindlessly vote for whoever is up there on the ballot. Go up there and look at what they're promoting. Look at what they're endorsing. And try to get an understanding of how that stuff affects you and your community around you. How mindlessly retarded are you guys? That makes no fucking sense. Now, obviously, that was a troll and whatnot, but sadly, there's probably a few people in Phil's fan base who believes that. No one's telling you to go out there and just vote for whoever willy-nilly dude's out there. Even though that dude from, I don't know if it was Missouri or from Arkansas, the one who had the commercial about the dumpster fire shit, I can't remember now, but Medicare had it on his Twitter timeline for the longest. That shit was funny. That motherfucker did look like Popeye. But him putting out the dumpster fire that was literally going on behind him in his commercial, that shit was priceless. That shit was priceless. But bring yourself up to speed. Inform yourself on how the situation is. It's funny how you'll let Phil dictate to you guys all the different ways that you can pay him money so he can pay off all these obligations. You guys can memorize that to heart, but yet you guys don't know what's going on in your respected state if you're of a certain age. Which means that in a lot of ways it kind of goes back to you guys being kids. And Phil is a children's entertainer. And of course Phil's not going to tell his audience to go out and vote because they're just children. So why would they need to? But then that goes back to the very problem that I fucking have with this video, and I have with fucking Drunksydephil anyway, is you're fucking instilling into a whole new group of young people who are going to go out and need to do stuff to actually change their lives for the better. You're telling them not to vote. You're telling them it's a waste of time. You're telling them that you guys are going to have to work hard your whole life, and that one day a year, well, twice a year theoretically, but that one day a year, you're not going to have time to vote, so don't do it. Huh? Ladies and gentlemen, that's the problem with Drunksydephil. You've got a perpetual idiot, a perpetual moron, who sits there and endorses his bullshit to other children, in turn turning them into morons. You can't have a whole lot of faith in the next generation that comes behind you when they listen like drooling, mindless fucking snails and slugs even to this idiot. It's one Lemmy going ahead and just leading another group right off the goddamn cliff. The only difference is Phil is smart enough to go ahead and let all of them fall off first, and then when he goes off, no problem, because they'll break his fall. That's the problem with Drunksydephil. Phil Burnell, DSP. The greatest failure on Twitch. However you want to word it. Let's continue.
But why do you think they're doing it? They want you to just go out and vote for who they're telling you to vote for. You know. That's why I don't make my streams political. I don't want you guys to hear me say go vote, and then you just heard me talk about an issue on my stream, and now you mindlessly vote one way or the other without thinking about it yourself. That's ridiculous. Politics shouldn't be a part of gameplay streams, period. Again, you guys are here to hang out with me and have fun and enjoy a video game and relax and kind of escape from that real world shit. You don't need to be talked down to. You know what I mean? Like, and you
mean like how you're talking down to them now? You mean like how you're talking about politics right now? Where's the chill? Where's the gameplay? Where's any of that? It's you perpetually trying to make the pre-streams longer, hoping that it'll bait out more money. And it's not working. Then you get butthurt about, one day you're like, oh, well, this is a troll cheer, I'm not going to read it. Never mind, I'm going to read it. And then the next day, oh, it's a troll cheer, I'm not going to read a troll cheer. We're not here for the drama. While you're constantly looking at your phone to see if your fucking quarter that you won't see for 2 months makes it back to you. Really? Really? Let's continue. Dspnews.
You go vote this way because you're responsible as American. Shut the fuck up.
Over 1,800 milligrams of sodium. This is one of the saltiest things.
Oh, I gotta take a sip.
Really, that actually, when I hear that from a celebrity or a streamer, that turns me off and makes me not want to vote. It really does. It turns me off from wanting to do it because it means that I'm being used for an agenda. And so, you know, you actually turned me. Congratulations, every idiot who fucking went out there and spammed the shit out of me this last week. You actually made me not want to vote. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Basically, the stream was very toxic. Every single day he comes in, he's toxic. He's toxic. Every fucking day, he's toxic. Every day he's here, he's toxic. Cat, you need to get out now. That place is toxic. Yep, I'm toxic.
Third out of the third is the...
Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a 15-year-old. This isn't even a 20-year-old that you hear talking. He's 36 years old. A 36-year-old, I'm sorry, who got so butthurt online and on his little stream about people trying to promote voting and how it's important that it turned him off from voting. 36 years old. That's all it took to manipulate him to not vote. He may not even live long enough to get Social Security. But he let a bunch of people who were trying to push a positive message, he let them talk him out of voting. That's the genius of DSP. Of Phil Burnell. That's the genius of him. So easily manipulated. So easily triggered. And yet, people will defend him tooth and nail because, oh, he's just some shit streamer. Or some shit YouTuber. Nah, maybe next time you guys need to look a little deeper at who you're protecting first. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe, just maybe, this moron's a bit more destructive than you guys give him credit for. Just my opinion, of course. DSP News.
20-bit cheer, and he says, Phil, do you think that a lot of the time that you're too much carrying a person and trolls take advantage of that by poking and baiting you? I've been around long enough to know your main haters. They're pretty aloof people. They don't care much about anything. They don't have triggers. Just pondering if your caring nature is what invites the recurring hate thrown your way. Listen, I'll tell you this. I'm a gullible guy in a lot of ways, and I basically give too many chances, and I definitely kind of open myself up to that kind of stuff. Like, if someone gives me a piece of fan art, you know, and it looks good at a cursory glance, I'll put it into a stream. Then come to find out, 2 days later, someone will tell me, did you know there was a hidden message in your fan art of someone telling you that you suck? Like, no. You know, I don't know. I'm not doing that, you know. So I'm thinking, here's someone out of the kindness of their own heart who's a fan, wants to throw some fan art on a stream, so I put it up. Yeah, I'm not going to be looking at everything under a microscope, you know what I mean? And it's a sad fact that people do get the you know, they fool me sometimes.
Yet he has to screen those people who give him big donations. He has to screen these people who want to participate with him in these multiplayer events. And he's still so paranoid that he just plays with the same 3 or 4 fucking assholes who aren't very entertaining anyway. But he's such a forgiving and charitable person, though, yeah? And he doesn't discriminate against anybody, yeah? And he just wants to, and he's just thankful for everything that's given to him, yeah? Oh, okay. Gotcha. I roger that.
You know?
Man, I'm stupid.
They act like they're friendly or whatever, and the next thing you know, boom, they'll hit you with something nasty or negative. And I am too trusting of a person. I've learned that over time, that I do trust people too much who seem to be friendly to me and want to help. And it does sometimes come back to bite me in the butt because, you know, a lot of people who I've trusted over the years, and then they basically backstabbed me or did stuff against me that I had no, you know, completely surprised me. I thought these people were here to actually be friends with me or help me or whatever, and it comes to find out they were just using me. You know what happened?
It's funny how you say that they wanted to just misuse you or take advantage of you when you've used probably just about every person you've ever met, Phil. Just about. I don't see a very redeemable quality in you. And I'm pretty sure I can find a group of people that will agree. So, who screwed you over, Phil? Who took advantage of you in your moment of weakness? Who went ahead and who beat you out of some money, Phil? I'll wait.
Happens. And you know, the other thing is, I do have a strong moral code. It is my own.
Unbelievable.
It's a code that I've created for myself over the years, which is why there are many things that other content creators and other streamers will do that I refuse to do. And I know for a fact that it hurts me. I know that because I don't take advantage of certain things. I don't do certain practices and this and that. That I could have become a much more popular, much more lucrative kind of a content creator over the years, and I haven't because of that stuff.
No.
You know, I don't play the game like a lot of people. But yeah, you know, I think I'm getting better at it, though.
Yeah, he don't play the game, but he'll have his fan base pay all his bills. Shit, it sounds to me like he winning. It sounds to me like, oh, well, I could put effort in and whatnot and, you know, actually go ahead and, you know, communicate with other people, network, and do all these things. But why do that when I could just be like, I'm refused to do all that. I'm the realest guy on YouTube, but I need you guys to pay my bills because I got taxes coming up in like 2 months. Well, sure, that's a double whammy, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? He gets to talk shit about all those people who he feels that are shills or who took advantage of the system, while he can have these dumbass kids go ahead and steal from their parents and use their credit cards to pay his monthly bills. so him and Kat can go out and look for fun stuff for Christmas. Imagine that. Doesn't sound like he's gaming the system at all, right? There you go. That's a champion right there, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't know? DSP News.
I think I'm getting a lot better at not getting baited and not, people used to just be able to come on here and piss me off constantly on a stream. Not anymore. Like, now it's just kind of like, well, you think something's going to happen, will it not? If you come into it kind of expecting that, and you, like now I read comments before, I kind of skim through them before I'll read them out loud to make sure there's nothing there I'm not supposed to say or do. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, I mean, people who do constant trolling and stuff, they're basically immoral people. They don't look inside to say, gee, what if someone did this kind of shit to me constantly? How would I feel, right? They don't do that. They don't put themselves in other shoes. To them, it's all jollies. It's all fun and games because they're immature. No one who's mature would ever do any kind of the shit that these people do. I mean, come on now. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, he's absolutely right, guys. You guys shouldn't troll a grown-ass man who has to ask children to pay his bills for him. Think about what he has to go through every day. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and nobody here, I don't think, really wants to step into Phil's hooves. But imagine you having to get out of bed every day and look yourself in the mirror and be like, God damn, I gotta beg for money today. Imagine that. Imagine that's what your profession is. You're not a man. You're not a Spartan. You're not even a real pig. You're a combination of the two. You're a coward who is a pig who has to beg people to give him money so he can keep doing the only thing he can do for a living. That's what it comes down to. We're talking about someone who's probably too lazy that he can't even pump his own gas. He needs Kat to do it for him. But he has a moral code that he came up with because he's some special fucking snowflake. And he was able to game the system yet again. But has the nerve to talk about, oh, well, these people don't have any empathy. These people don't know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? When they troll me and stuff like that. Yet, it's never his fault, though, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the position that he's in now, but it's not his fault. That was other people who did that to him. And because he couldn't adapt and he couldn't adjust, he has to just kind of ride the situation out. Which means that all these people in his fan base who got all that free content for all those years, even though they've been clicking ads year after year, year after year, abusing the system, but that's semantics. They need to pay the toll now. They need to help himself, so he can keep making the content, so they can keep watching it. In turn, they keep paying for it. It's almost like a perpetual circle. It's a cycle, if you will. There you go. I think that sums up Drunksydephil. At least in his legacy. At least until I have that video come out. It'll be good. It's going to be a long one, though, but it's going to be good. DSP News.
Imagine someone who has a mature mindset going out of their way to do things to troll someone, or even go as far as to do illegal things like they've done to me. I mean...
It's Tevin's fault. You're the one who's causing the problem here. You. Yes, you.
Of course not. Anyone who's mature, I want to focus on the positive things that I've got in my life. I can't spend time focusing on making a shitty time for someone else, but these people, this is what they do, But let's not dwell on that too long. DSP's rocktologist, not proctologist, but rocktologist, tipped me $1 and says, if you had an offer to fight a major detractor who steals your content in a wrestling match to get off all the toxicity, would you do it? No. I would never go into the physical realm. That's really fucking stupid.
Well, obviously, if you run into me, you're going to be in trouble. I am very much a man of the people. I'm like the man's man. I am the strongest. I am a heterosexual through and through. I'm just fucking a dude.
Poopster cheered. He says, I agree with you.
Let me cut in real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Because if Phil was to ever do that with any of the tractor, I don't care who, any of the tractor, I'm buying exclusive rights to that match. All of it. And the moment it's done, the moment the 1, 2, 3 comes up, and then whoever it is hits him with that complimentary chair shot at the very end, and the paramedics have to come and wheel his pig ass out of there, I'm going ahead and leaking the footage to everybody. Everybody. Friend or not, I'm linking it to everybody. And all I ask is from a select a group of people is some play-by-play. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking is just a little bit of play-by-play, because granted, it's not going to go very long. If it's wrestling, I very likely doubt Phil goes 5 minutes. That's all I would do. I would definitely buy exclusive rights and make it open for everybody. That's it. Come one, come all. And then as soon as it's over, I'm putting it up on my channel. Everybody download that shit, or I'm sending it off to certain people, to everybody really, anybody who wants it, so everybody can have it. Go ahead and make compilations out of it. Go ahead and add voiceovers. Do whatever the fuck you want. Make it happen. So that's what I would do, which would only make him a further laughingstock than what he already is. And it doesn't matter who you put him in the ring with, he's gonna lose. I would put him up against a couple of midgets, and he definitely is gonna lose all day. It'll be the most amusing shit ever. Who's that? That 9-year-old girl that wrestled against Kenny Omega? She would be a savage on Phil. She would beat Phil's ass, and it'd be entertaining to watch. So Phil don't want that. It's funny too for someone who has been accused of physically threatening all these people who he knew that would never fight him back, because Phil's a peon. All of a sudden, at his old age, now he don't want no heat. He don't want no smoke. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's funny how in your early days and shit, you thought you were Billy Badass, and now that you got gout, you probably got diabetes, you got depression, and you're kind of just a worthless piece of shit. Now all of a sudden you don't want to do anything. Now all of a sudden you don't have the bravado to go behind it. Apparently your testosterone levels are low too, hence the reason why Kat has to go to the gym and get it from Jim to satisfy herself. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's all semantics, but it's still, it drives the point home. DSP News.
Kind of hard sometimes. I think your morals are part of what makes you so likable.
At the same time, I think my morals are what make me an easy target in a lot of ways. I'm serious about that. Like, I do. I think that my morals have held me back from further success over the years. My God, you people are stupid if you believe that shit.
And it's people that people find ways to attack me because they know that I'm a moral person. I'm not going to go out of my way to hurt someone in retaliation for something that they do to me. I never have done that ever, and I never would.
A silver-tongued talker, right? Oh, I'm just going to say it one way, and hopefully you'll believe it, even though that's not the truth. And that's literally what's happening here. The guy's a liar. The guy's a fucking blatant liar and lying to everyone. But people are believing it because they don't know any better.
I just want to continue on myself positively and not care about that shit.
So you never flagged YouTube videos, you've never flagged streams, you've never had people's Twitters being taken down, you've never taken down anybody's channels on Twitch. Never done any of those things. You've never done any of those things ever. Ever. Forever? Never? I got you. See, it's things like this that makes Phil an easy target, really. He's stupid. He's incredibly stupid. It's amazing how any individual can make the same mistakes over and over and over again and not learn. But let me go even further than that. It's funny how an idiot can make the same mistakes over and over and over again in different ways. He's evolved and found a way to make the same mistake in a different way. In a whole different realm, on a whole different site, with a whole new group of people, he figures out a way to fuck up over and over and over again. It's amazing. Bob Ross would be astounded if he wasn't rolling in his grave over Blob Ross. It's extraordinary. It really is. Absolutely extraordinary. Let's continue.
So, it's a double-edged sword, I guess.
What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis. Once again, YouTube and ad revenue.
At this point, it's basically putting me at risk of being able to do this as a job anymore.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Snort Burnell from a year ago. DsPgaming, DSP/KO Gaming. Monthly begging, I need your help, guys. This right here is from February 24th of 2017. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this, as you heard in the last broadcast, besides the whole voting and all that dumb shit, which, don't listen to this moron. go out there, get an understanding of what's going on in your community, get an idea of what's going on in your state before you go out and vote. You got all the time to do it. So just do it. Like I said, no one's here to tell you how to vote. Just vote. Vote for somebody. Okay? Vote for somebody. Do something instead of being this piece of shit who's too lazy to do anything and then complains all day like he has the right to do so. Do something. Ladies and gentlemen, in the description, not only will I have both of Snort Burnell's videos in the link down in my description box, but I will also have James the Lesser's live stream where he goes over this, as well as Ghostly Wins video down there also, so you guys can check both of them out and get a different perspective on this whole situation. But Phil talked about his morals. Phil talked about how he could have played the game and he didn't. He talked about how he could have taken certain avenues to continue his air quotes success, but he chose not to. Instead, he chose to be the man that he is. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get a look of what this man was like a year ago. And you guys can tell me what his morals are. You guys can tell me about what kind of individual he is. Some of you guys may have seen this. Some of you guys may have not. I still think it's going to be a worthy watch. So let's go ahead and get into it.
And or not necessarily because I can't really quit doing this and get another job, because another job wouldn't make as much money as I'm doing this, as I've explained many times before. But at this point, I honestly don't know what else to do, and what I'm going to do is seek help from you, the viewers, for suggestions. I have a few suggestions already of other ways that I can bring in revenue to continue to do this as a job. Because YouTube is changing, YouTube is obviously screwing with things. I have evidence that I'm going to show you in this video that makes absolutely no logical sense. I'm talking with Machinima about this. Basically, the bottom line is YouTube ad revenue, at least for me on my channels, is down into the toilet. Worse than January, which makes no sense, because in January it was really bad. It always is bad in January because you had that big rush for the holidays, right? And then after the holidays, the ad revenue goes, boo, into the toilet for about a month. And then all of a sudden in February it comes back because you've got the Super Bowl, you've got big movies coming out, you get this big insurgence of ad revenue on YouTube. And for whatever reason, on my channels, it didn't happen. In fact, it's even worse than January by a large fucking margin. Leanna and I wanted to live together, and we knew that getting a place in Connecticut was going to be incredibly overexpensive. In fact, and this is no lie, I'm not even kidding you, the mortgage on this house is pretty much about the same payment as the condo in Connecticut.
This fucking giant house in Washington.
It's not giant, I should say. It's a normal-sized house. In Washington, I say giant because in comparison to the condo, which is a rinky-dink place in Connecticut, I'm paying pretty much the same. So that's why...
Okay. As this idiot looks up to the side, because that's how you know he's lying, by the way. That's one of his tells. He has like 4 of them. Actually, I think... Hey, Kevin, we agreed that he has 3 of them, though, right? The theory is he has 3, but I think he actually has 4. But that's one of his tells. This guy right here is telling you about his whole situation, and as it pertains to his whole morals and whatnot, and everything that's going on with his business and YouTube and so on and so forth, and how I don't want to go out and I can't go out and get a regular job because I'm not going to make as much as I'm making here. But then he's going to his fan base and asking them to be like, hey, help contribute and whatnot because I'm not making enough money. And I'm going to show you guys evidence in a minute. Interesting. It's almost as if he's wanting to take advantage of people who actually trust him to get over on them so he can continue doing what he's doing, even if it's not enough to supplement them. And it's funny how the whole thing with the mortgage. So you guys want some hot lore? Let me go ahead and give you some. There's a theory that's going out. I can't remember if... I think someone actually had an interview. I think I don't want to, because I don't remember. I didn't actually watch it, but they call me Tex, right? I think he had an interview. I think, don't quote me on this, so don't take this as the gospel. I think he had an interview with one of Phil's former friends or former associates, and the hot lore that I think came out of that interview, yet again because I didn't get a chance to see it, was that Phil actually bought his condo in Connecticut from some chick he had a crush on. And really all she was trying to do was offload it. Now, like I said, I can't remember if that was from the Tex interview, if that interview actually happened. I can't remember because I didn't get a chance to see it. I only heard about it. Or was that something off Kiwi Farms? I can't remember what the case was. But if that is true, this idiot bought a condo from some chick that he was hoping to get a piece of, who was never going to let him get a piece of, but his dumbass was running around town, you know what I'm saying, what little money he had, and she was like, oh, Phil, why don't you go ahead and buy my condo? It's nothing big, but at least it's yours. And he's like, well, yeah, I guess I could, and I can invite you over. She's like, yeah, sure, you can invite me over. I'll cook for you sometime. As soon as the ink wasn't even dry on the contract yet, she had her money. She was like, I'm gone, bitch. Gotcha. But like I said, it's just hot lore. It's all alleged. Like I said, I didn't actually hear the interview or anything like that. But if any of you guys know what I'm talking about, please let me know. If any of that can be confirmed. But it's kind of befitting, though, in some ways, if it's true, that this idiot right here is stuck with a condo to this very day because he wanted to get into the pants of some girl that he was never going to have a chance with. I like that. I really do. DSP News?
I wanted to move out. I wanted to get a house for us so we could have a life together. You know, I was hoping the business would get set up and things would go good here. She could get established here in Washington State, get a job, get maybe her own business going. And within a few years, we could see if we wanted to branch out and do other things and have our life together. I mean, honestly, maybe start a family and that kind of stuff. Marriage. These are the things that we were all kind of contemplating in our heads here together when we moved across the country to the Washington State. All right? So
now, let's stop there. Like I told you guys, this is from February 24th of 2017. What did he say earlier this year about how him and Kat, or at least for him, he has no aspirations of having children at all, not even at all? And then we saw Kat get the stink face. But he moved out there in what, 2013, 2014? He said in a couple years they were hoping that they could have kids. They were out there for what, 3 years, and nothing came about of it, which means, ladies and gentlemen, nothing was ever going to come out of that. He might have married Panda, maybe, but he definitely wasn't going to put no kids there. There was definitely not going to be any little piglets running around. That wasn't going to happen. That's if he was ever going to marry Panda. Because as you guys remember, the only reason why they got engaged is because Panda went ahead and got herself a fake engagement ring, and then he got exposed by his detractors and whatnot, which made him look like a complete and total dumbass that the person that you're living with, allegedly screwing, had a fake engagement ring and you never noticed it, to where your fucking detractors had to notice it, and then you had to double down and then triple up to go ahead and get her an engagement ring that you were probably promising her for a whole lot of time anyway. Imagine that. Fucking moron. This guy's a fucking idiot. It's a good thing Panda got out of there when she did. Just imagine having a kid with this guy and being stuck with him. Jesus Christ. I'd have felt bad for that poor girl. I think she made the right choice, don't you? DSP News.
Personal life, we wanted to have a life together here.
Leanna and my relationship here in Washington.
In reality, what has happened here is my life has become work. Like, my life is 100% dictated by work. Meaning, every day, I have to get up and get ready for stream. Because I stream every single damn day. I'm here, 365 days a year, I'm here streaming almost every day, putting out new content for you on YouTube. I don't know if anyone else does that. Because I don't, again, I don't follow anyone else on YouTube. I don't watch anyone else's stuff. So I have no idea how they have a work-life balance. But basically, my life is work. Okay? That's just how...
And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, he can't go out and vote. He can't be bothered with that. He can't be bothered with the petty ins and outs of politics when he himself has to scrape a living out every day begging these kids to give him money. Oh, and to be a real gamer. Yeah, that too. We can add that to the record. That too. But he works every day, ladies and gentlemen. 365 days a year. He don't take no days off. Okay? He goes out there and he gets shit done. So voting? It's an afterthought. That's for the weak. If you ain't working, you ain't doing shit. Hope you guys see the tie-in. Let's continue.
It is. Now, luckily, my work is video games, and video games are fun. If this work was anything else, I probably would hate my fucking life and want to jump out the window. That's why I look...
You mean kind of like current DSP? You mean like how DSP of 2018, who looks like just a worthless, kind of strung out piece of shit, who hates the games that he plays, hence the reason why he rage quits them? Or 1 minute he's sucking the dick of it because he's on a sponsor stream, and then the next week, this game is garbage, it sucks, this game is terrible. Where's the fun at, Phil? That's why you went from having, I don't know, 400, 500, 600 people on your streams, drama free at some of those points, to now you can barely scrape up 200, 250, 300. Ah, yes. That's why your fan base had to go ahead and do artificial inflation and shit to go ahead and get your sub numbers up, even though they knew they wouldn't be able to keep it up. Kind of like you in the bedroom, right, Phil? I know that's that sweet burn. Woo! We're on a roll here. You mean like that, Phil? You meaning how, like, you spend more time bitching and complaining at the very fan base itself than the amount of hours that you actually put into the game? You mean like that, Phil? Is that what we're doing? That's how the situation is? That's how successful you are? Gotcha. It's amazing what happens in a year. They really do.
This job, all right? Because it's fun stuff for work. But anyway, what I'm getting to here is something's got to give. Because I'm at a point now where literally with Leanna and I, we don't get to spend any quality time together. That we wake up in the morning, we see each other for half an hour, if that, to just basically wake up and snap each other out of being asleep and, have a coffee or whatever. I'm immediately to work. Right? I can't even sleep in ever. I'm immediately to work every fucking day. Most people have an office job. Yeah, at least get a day or two off. Even people who have tough, contracting jobs. People who work, retail jobs and fast food jobs even. You have days off. I'm here every fucking day. For the sake, I'd never get that peace of mind where, man, tomorrow if I'm beat, I can just sleep in and, oh, yes. Or, oh, man, I don't have to be on a schedule where I get this done and this done and this done. Every day my mind is, gotta do this for the business, gotta do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. That's how my mind is all day. And then people say, oh, well, Phil, you'd get more done if you didn't have that relaxation time at night.
I need that, because all day from the moment I wake up is boop, 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 boop.
Now, sorry, let's go ahead and look past this man and his retardation for just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, the first part of this spiel about that whole, I only get up, we kind of shake ourselves awake, and then we go down and have a coffee or something. That's all the time we spend. It's similar to what he said about Kat recently. That's kind of the whole thing with their life, at least in the morning and whatnot. Despite the fact that he does say that occasionally Kat makes him breakfast. So I would assume that Panda at least made him breakfast at least a couple days a week. At least. Goddamn, the chick can at least throw some bagels together for you or something. Maybe some bacon and ham. Cannibalism. Something. But this man right here is talking about relaxation time. He sits there and plays video games. I think he was playing video games less back then. You know what I mean? I think he was only playing for like 6 or 7 hours a day. 6 or 7 hours a day, ladies and gentlemen. The rest of the day is worse than himself. He sat there and used to say this bullshit about, I got to babysit this and I have to be on Twitter and do this and do that, and say that takes another 3 or 4 hours and shit. And then he'd sit there and drink himself to sleep watching fucking some old school WWE, imagining himself as being one of the greatest wrestlers to ever live and shit, though he never would have been able to make it. And not even the fact that he doesn't have the physical structure, he doesn't have the drive to do it. He doesn't have the ambition for it. He doesn't have the creativity. It's a slug. Literally. But he's talking about, I need work-life balance. Even though a year ago, he was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning drinking gin, watching fucking movies and shit. Maybe imagining himself as Goku while he's going through his Dragon Ball Z collection. Which my Dragon Ball Z collection is better than his. Just take my word for that. So, how does that work? I don't know, Phil. Not a lot has changed except for the amount of bottles that can be found around the house. That's other than that, it seems like the same lazy piece of shit. But let's continue. Let's hear him continue with this and his ongoing improvements and how tough his life is. Hence the reason why he can't vote.
And then finally at night, I give myself an hour or two to not think about that.
Just sit there with Leanna maybe and watch a little bit of TV or whatever. That's what I mean. That's our time together. We watch a TV show or two to unwind so we can go to sleep. I mean, it's ridiculous. We don't get any time to go out and even do anything together, to have any meaningful time. Just
like what he said about Panda recently, or about Kat recently. How they get to sit down for like 2 hours, watch the shows, kind of, until they're ready to go to bed. He was doing the exact same shit with Panda about a year ago. But it's funny though, with Kat, it's like, we get to sit down and relax, and I really appreciate that time and I cherish it. But with Kat, it was kind of, or not with Kat, sorry. He says that with Kat. But with Panda, it was like, we're so stressed out when we sit down and we just do it just so we can go to sleep. I don't know, Phil. Maybe you could give her some more physical activities before Tyrone decided to go ahead and do it. I mean, that's just me, though. That's just an opinion. You know what I'm saying? From one guy to a cuck. It's not necessarily cuck repellent, but it could help. It could have. Then again, I'm sure Kat's already been caught up in the vortex anyway. The BBC spreads. What can I tell you? You know what I'm saying? Women are attracted to men. So, you know, not guys who sit on their fucking couch complaining about fucking problems that aren't even gamer related. Because this is what he looks like, ladies and gentlemen. His patchy ass beard, hair is thinning, pale as shit. I doubt that you're even alive at times. I would say I could even consider you to be a vampire if you weren't so fucking fat. What the fuck? What is wrong with you, Phil? Look at you. Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. Look at his eyes. Either he's waiting for his next drink, or he's been drinking during the stream. Jesus Christ, that's scary. It's probably a good thing he hasn't seen his parents, because I doubt his parents would want to see him this way. I'm not joking, by the way, when I'm saying this. Like if you were a parent, right? Would you want to see your child like this? Is this really what you wanted for him? 35 years old. Not 36 yet, but 35 years old. That's what he looks like. Scary thought. But it's a real thought, though. Dspnews.
I'll be honest here, you know, especially now that she's working and she has a part-time job, we see each other even less. A lot of the times, she's going to sleep early because she needs to get up early in the morning for work, while I don't need to. So I'm staying up, especially because a lot of times I'm babysitting videos, or, you know, a lot of the times here I'm getting stuck in the office now. I used to have a schedule where I'd be out of the office by 9:30. I'm getting stuck in here till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night now. Every day. It's like this now. To the point where it's like there's no work-life balance. We're not even seeing each other anymore. It's just a mess.
Well, I mean, Phil, let's be honest with you. Like, you're sitting there, you got your little browser account, or you're still whacking off to that little video that Panda made for you with the side boob icon or thumbnail. I mean, let's be honest, Phil. There's a whole lot of reasons why you're not going to bed on time. Let's be honest. And you've already admitted this year that that the babysitting of the videos really wasn't a big thing. They were all going up in about 20 minutes. Even now, it's even faster now. So that was a lie. That's a nice little lie that you went ahead and perpetuated for your fan base. But let's continue. Let's see if Phil Burnell can educate us a little bit more on the hardships of his life. Pig Roach life.
Stressful as shit. And you know, the past couple of weeks people have been saying, Phil seems stressed out. Why do you think? This is exactly why. Because there's stuff going on behind the scenes with YouTube stressing me out. And it's not just YouTube, there's a lot of other stuff going on as well. So all this happening, and there's never a day to just say, okay, get away from it. Never. Never. And that's the problem right now. I'm to my wit's end, really, when it comes to it. And
Leanna, too. Leanna sat me down the other day, and she's like, listen, this sucks. You know, we need to change something.
Because we're both stressed to fuck out to the limit. She's stressed out because she's at work, and then, you know, she comes home, she runs her own business with the soap making stuff, and she's cooking still, and, you know, here I am all day.
I wish I could help her with a lot of that stuff, but I'm not. I'm in
the office here streaming, and then I'm uploading videos, and I'm in the office working, and she even says, you know, you're here all day, but I barely see you. It's true. So...
We almost have those hot freezes. Almost. Ladies and gentlemen, did this man just say that Panda's stressed out because she's working? She's trying to get her own business up. She's still cooking and cleaning. But then he says in the next breath, but I'm here all day. But I can't cook, or I can't help her with any other things because I have to come in here and work on the business. Are you fucking insane? Why would you say that? Why would you admit that? You admitted that you had put all these hardships on this girl. She actually has a job. She's trying to get herself a business off the ground that you're not helping with, basically. Excuse me. And she's still cooking and cleaning while you sit on your fucking fat ass and complain. You're home all fucking day. Couldn't do even a little bit of prep work to help with dinner. This dumbass can barely get lunch together for him. If it isn't hot dogs, it's turkey burgers. And that's the extent of what he can make. Maybe some Spam with macaroni and cheese and some burnt bun that he found God knows where. Look at him. Looking off to the side, looking at his pity. Go ahead, Phil. You can pick your balls up off the ground if you can reach them. If you can get on your hands and knees and do it, go ahead. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let us continue.
So, something's got to give. So we decided, we sat down, and we had a serious talk, and we said, we got to fix this. How are we going to fix this? Here's what we'll do. I'm going to change my schedule starting this weekend. This weekend coming up, okay? So, as early as, it's either going to be Sunday or Monday. I haven't 100% set it in stone yet. either Sunday or Monday, and obviously I'll announce it on Twitter when this is going to happen, I'm going to start working a little bit earlier, as in 1 hour earlier every single day. And I'm planning to do an extra hour of gameplay every day. So this is going to, in the long run, help. You're going to get more gameplay of the games you want to see right away. The streams are going to be a little bit longer, and people are going to be, I think, more engaged. By the way, the streaming's been going so well on Twitch. People are subbing, people are cheering. Everything's going awesome with Twitch. The trade-off here is that 1 day a week...
Sounds a lot like what's going on now, right? Twitch is great. Twitch is excellent. Everything's straight. You guys on fucking YouTube, though, need to step your shit up. You guys need to step your shit up with these videos, okay? You need to step your shit up on Patreon, because Twitch is going great and everybody over there is doing what they need to do, and they're making sure the machine is running. But you guys are lagging behind. You guys need to step up. It doesn't sound a whole lot different than what's going on now, right? He may have worded it slightly different, but it's still the same perpetual bullshit. Wow. Let's continue.
I'm going to be taking completely off from YouTube. There's no live streaming on Twitch, no video. Well, there may be videos on YouTube. If they are, there'll be videos that I already previously recorded and I batched up so that I could upload them and they would go live on that day that I have off. Now, the day every week is not going to be the same day because it's dependent on Leanna's schedule, on her work schedule. We have to find a day that she has off, but also doesn't hinder with the game releases and stuff that are coming out so that I can work the new releases and stuff on release day.
Not once in February, I'm not even lying here, did I look at YouTube views.
Or did I look at ad revenue or anything? I was staying completely away from it because I said if I just let myself play the games and not worry about stuff. No, I didn't let it get to me because I didn't even fucking look until yesterday. Because I figured, gee, 3 weeks into the month, I probably should be responsible now and check and see how things are going. Not good, man. It's ridiculous.
Not good, man. Okay, so this is your business. This is your livelihood. And you don't look at basically the stats of your channel, of your business, in 3 weeks. Gotcha. I rogered that. Next thing is Panda. So you're gonna start taking days off around Panda's schedule, who actually really works, as long as it doesn't, interfere with the new releases. What sounds similar to what he's doing with Cat now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no weekend preview anymore, as you guys know. So Sunday nights are pretty much free because, as you know, he doesn't stream Sunday nights anyway. And because he has to spend 3 or 4 hours paying bills, allegedly, or some stupid shit like that. Or doing Patreon goals, which there's not too many of those anymore because there's not too many people contributing. So, that's failure in itself. So he pretty much has Sunday nights off. If he even streams on Sundays. Some Sundays he doesn't even stream. So he has Sunday nights off, and then he's usually off on Mondays, at least as of late. And you couldn't do any of these things with Panda. Why? You had to get a new woman in to make all that stuff happen? Who you've been with less than a year? When you've been with Panda for almost, at this point, what, 4 and some change? 4.5 years, I guess? Oh my. Well, no. Except she left in April. This is back in February. She left in April. So, almost 5 years. They were like almost at the 5-year mark. Imagine that. Alright, let's continue. DSP News.
Point. Now, the thing is, views-wise, alright, just to give you some perspective here, views have been pretty steady on everything I'm doing. It's not like all of a sudden I got this giant decrease of viewership out of nowhere and it plummeted and now, it didn't happen. What happened is the middle of last year, the middle of 2016, YouTube changed the algorithm of how to count a view. They didn't tell anyone they were doing it. They never publicly explained it, but they changed the algorithm. So even though people are coming out and watching my videos, not all the views are counted.
Starting to see a trend. YouTube's fault. Hashtag YouTube's fault. Hashtag Tevin's fault. Hashtag detractors. It's always somebody else's fault. How do you live like that? How do you live it like that where all of the mishaps in your life just have to fall on somebody else? It's how do you sleep like that? Like, seriously, how do you fall asleep like that? Now, with Phil, obviously, he doesn't fall asleep like that. He needs, I don't know, about 1/3 of gin to make that happen. But imagine you having to look yourself in the mirror every day and be okay with that. That the reason why your life is fucked up is because, in truth, it's your fault. But you have to sell it to yourself. You have to sell it to yourself that it's somebody else's. Wow, that runs deep. That runs really, really deep. Let's continue.
in January last month, it says I made almost like no money during the month. Like I'm not, basically about a third of, no, I take it back. Originally it looked like it was going to be a third of my income had vanished out of nowhere. That third, because the ad revenue had dried up from the holidays, that in January 2017, even though I worked my ass off, I did Dark Souls, the Redemption run, I played Resident Evil 7, which everyone loved, right? Very popular playthrough, people really enjoyed the coverage I did of that game. And YouTube was telling me, oh, well, you still made a third less than you did the month before. And I'm like, this is so fucking bullshit. So according to YouTube, because they don't do a good job of securing ad revenue for the website, let's face it, that's a truthful statement. Because the bottom line is, you can't just buy ads when it's easy. Oh, well, in the holidays, it's easy. Everyone wants to advertise. So it's easy because we make a ton of money. So everyone should just backload all their fucking videos to the end of the year so they can make a shitload of money during the holidays. And then it dries up in January, so go on vacation in January.
No, fuck you, Google. How about you do some actual fucking work?
And you actually reach out to the advertisers and you explain to them you're going to have programs that are going to target certain demographics and a certain group of people based off of the information on your site so that they will pay you money to advertise even in a dead month like fucking January. But they don't do that.
They're lazy fuckheads.
So they just, oh, well, ad revenue's always bad in January, everyone. Wishy-washy, just fucking let it go. It's stupid. So me, I worked my ass off in January. Great views, right? Views were up. Views in January were higher than the past 3 fucking months. I'm not even kidding. But YouTube, because it's January and the ad revenue's down, oh, guess what? You lost a third of your income. Now, the good news here is 2 things happened. Number 1, you, the viewers, you guys.
Rally. You went to my Patreon. You pledged. Actually, here you go. You went to my Patreon. You pledged. My pledges went sky high for January. It was the highest I've ever had on Patreon. And you actually made up. I'm not even kidding. You made up for the gap in income because YouTube basically sucks shit and doesn't get ads in January because they suck.
So awesome. I was ecstatic. I was like, thank you. I couldn't be so happier with how that turned out because people rallied and said, no, this is bullshit. We like Phil. We want him to keep doing this as a job just because YouTube's lazy fucks and don't get ads. No excuse. Let's keep this going. Let's get Phil some support he needs. And you did it. Thank you, everyone. Seriously, like, amazing. Okay?
Now, here's what happens every fucking year until this year.
Ad revenue goes down in January. And then in February, guess what happens? Movies start to come out and you got Valentine's Day holiday, and you've got the Super Bowl. The combination of those 3 things turns YouTube ad revenue completely around, and you start seeing a massive influx of new advertisements around the first week of February that usually continues from February all the way into the early summer. So usually ad revenue on YouTube is fairly consistent and good from February through like maybe April or May. Then it starts to dry out a little bit again when the summer hits, okay? So, that's what should have happened. And the bottom line is, alright, yes, in the month of February, my business was down a little bit viewers-wise, meaning about 10 to 13% less views. In fact, I have the statistic. I brought the statistics to show you guys because as I was looking at YouTube analytics yesterday to try...
Let me stop for a minute. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he said that Patreon was coming through for him, as you guys may or may not know. It's about $1,250 he was making every month. Hasn't done that in a while, though. But that's what he was doing back then. He was getting about $1,250 consistently. And sometimes it went over. And when there were more Japanese-centric games, which I think, I hold to the theory that that was what was making up, that was basically the large amount of his Patreon goals. He was pulling over $1,250. Easy. Now, that's every month. As you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, if you've listened to his bullshit for any amount of time, or if you do YouTube for a living yourself, I hope you're not. If you're doing it for a hobby, then do that and make yourself a little money off it if you feel that it's worthwhile. There's a 2-month stagger. So even though YouTube analytics are telling him that this month wasn't good, this month might be okay, he's still walking away with $2,500 for those 2 months because he's getting that from Patreon. I don't know. And I think he said he was streaming too. I don't know. Sounds like money's all right. It sounds like you're just being a greedy little piggy. It sounds to me that you're looking at your analytics and you're like, well, that's money I'm not getting, but I deserve that. So now you guys got to make up the difference because I'm used to having that and I want it because the money's mine and that's what I want. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys remember a time where Phil never complained about money? Pepper's Farm knows. Pepper's Farm remembers. I don't. Tevin might, but I don't. Theo might, but I don't. Phil's Batman. DSP News.
To see how I was doing for the month. my jaw dropped. And here's what I saw, alright? So here's what I saw. So for the time period of the beginning of February to yesterday, okay, that time span, compared to the end of January, which was January 12th to 31st, they tried to find an equivalent period of time that could be measured. My views are down about 13%, alright? That's okay.
Here's another thing. Why would you put this information out there, Phil? Because it's some of this small information that Phil puts out that he thinks doesn't tell people shit, and so he thinks he can get away with it, is the same reason why we know what he makes every year. It's because of the pressure that's put on him with this little bit of information that people take and go through the detractors with, they break it down and they take it back to Phil, that Phil ends up revealing out of his panic that we know when he gets paid each month. Or every other month. Jesus Christ, Phil, you're a fucking idiot. You keep saying you don't want to share information, yet at this point, 2018, we know everything. Do you remember a time when Phil didn't tell everybody his fucking business? GTG remembers that time. No, I don't. Not really. We need to work on that.
Okay. And you want to know why views are down? It's very simple. Because at the end of January, we had Resident Evil 7. Huge. Hyped. Everyone was excited to see what this game was. It was an enigma. No one knew what this game was going to be. And when it finally was released, it ended up being really good. And it's funny because I played Resident Evil 7 for 3 days. And it single-handedly skyrocketed my views and my revenue and everything. You know what I mean? Can you imagine what January would have been if there was no Resident Evil 7? It was already down a third of income. Seriously. And now they're going to tell it would have been even worse, right? So this month, February, it's down a little bit. I expected this, to be quite honest with everyone. Typically in February, ad revenue goes up on YouTube. It always has. There's a ton of new ads on YouTube in February, right? And you've seen them everywhere. I've seen them on YouTube. You've seen them on YouTube, right? So, what gives? Well, I look at my ad revenue, and here's what YouTube told me. This is the ad revenue statistic. So this isn't ads playing or people who watched ads. Don't get it. This has nothing to do with ad blocker, nothing like that whatsoever. What this means is the amount of money that I made on YouTube from this period of time compared to February.
I'm down 35%. More than a third. Now, last month was bad. I'm now down a third more from last month.
So at this point, I'm not even exaggerating. Basically, my income for February is down about 50% from what I would usually make on YouTube, and I made all last year. Why? This makes no fucking sense. If this is the truth, if, in February, my views have been down 13%, then my ad revenue should be down 13%, right? Because 13% less people watch my videos, so 13% less ads reviewed, and therefore I should be making 13% less pay. Not fucking 35%. Nothing about this number makes any fucking sense at all. Any logical human would look at this and say, what the fuck does that mean? That is bullshit. That makes no sense. It would be one thing if you were on YouTube and...
You see how this piece of shit incites the mob? What you're seeing here is the equivalent of what we saw with Almighty Tevin, praise be Almighty, recently, when it was all Tevin's fault. You're seeing the equivalent of that right here, right now, in real time, which is rather pathetic, to say the very least. And this is what he was pulling on these people. And he got away with it. That's the amazing part. He got away with it. He got away with it almost clean. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's Phil lives in the wrong time period. I think we all do in some way, shape, or form, and whatnot. Like, for example, like well, we all live in the wrong time period. Like, Phil should have been like back in like the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? He could have made a decent confidence man. You know what I'm saying? He could have been the first Ponzi, the first person to, well, no, not the first person, because Ponzi would always be the first person, hence the reason the word Ponzi schemes. It's a derivative of him. He could have been Ponzi's first student. He could have been the first person to sell a bridge or sell the Eiffel Tower or something. He could have done something. You know what I'm saying? To sell the Golden State Bridge and whatnot. He could have been that if it was a slower time. If there was a time where people weren't paying nearly as much attention. But sadly, he wasn't. Sadly, he's not as smart as he thinks he is, and whatnot. Excuse me. He just has weak people around him, and that's just to be truthful. He just has really weak individuals around him that don't want to see through his bullshit because they're comfortable with what they see. You know what I mean? And that's kind of sad, to be honest with you, that you'd be willing to let yourself get played or taken advantage of because you're comfortable with it. You're comfortable with the individual who does it and whatnot. That's a shame. That's really a shame. I thought I had something funny for that, but I don't know. It's just depressing. All right, let's continue.
February, and there were supposed to be ads, and there were none. What were all the ads? I don't understand. I've seen them. Movie ads playing, product ads playing, all over the place. So why the fuck did I not make
Which goes back to what Phil said earlier this year about watching his own videos to make sure the ads show up. There you go. He was doing it a year ago also. Imagine that. Old habits die hard.
Money when everyone watched these fucking ads.
What the fuck?
I wrote my partnership company, Machinima, because I need to get to the bottom of this. What the fuck is going on? First of all, I thought maybe the reporting was wrong, okay? So I wrote them this notice last night. I said, I need an answer, because this is insane. How am I supposed to pay my bills when you're now telling me I'm making 50% less money than I used to?
It has nothing to do with me.
My views are only down like 13%, so it's not me. This 35% dip is insane, and it's YouTube, not me, okay? So here's what Machinima responded with. First of all, as usual, I don't think they answered my question, or understood my question. Whenever I write to Machinima now, I basically kind of get an answer, but it's not the answer I want, and I have to go back to them 3 to 5 times to get the answer I want. So this time...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why this smuck almost got himself... well, not almost, but ended up getting himself kicked off of Twitch. Because his dumb ass forgot that he was in a managed partnership. Meaning that, in theory, you guys are in here together. You make the shitty videos... You know what I'm saying? They go ahead and back you on it. They protect you from people who are coming to try, break your piggy bank up, and they get a portion and you get the rest. Phil, over the years, started to get to the point where, well, you guys are supposed to be taking care of me. You guys are supposed to be doing this, that, and the third. Eventually, it ended up evolving into you guys work for me. We don't work together. This isn't a partnership. Machinima works for me. That's where he ended up getting to. In like 2017, he was so delusional that Machinima works for him now. There's no partnership. Kind of like how Panda was not his girlfriend; she was a maid. There was no relationship. She does what she needs to do. And then you saw how he tried to perpetuate that with Kat from the hop. Oh, she loves to cook and clean. And she takes pride in having a nice house and everything. So she's going to maintain all that while I go ahead and continue doing the work. See how that all works out? You see how that situation plays itself out? If you never had a chance to see it, you kind of get to see it now. At least to some degree.
They came back to me with data. And they said, well, Phil, if you look at the amount of ad impressions you had in January, and you have the amount of ad impressions you've had in February, and they did all this math, I'm not going to get into the fancy part of it, but the summary is, according to Machinima, my ad impressions, meaning the amount of people who watched ads on a daily basis, is about the same. I didn't go down when it came to the amount of people watching advertisements in February at all. Basically, what the guy explained is he's like, well, you got to understand that February is going to be several days shorter than January. So yeah, you're going to have a little bit less income this month to begin with. And yeah, as you can see, you have 13% less views this month, so you're going to have that dip in ad revenue. And that was basically where he ended it. And I'm like, okay, so this good data, because the data is basically telling me that it's not that like people came in with ad blocker out of nowhere, a bunch of people, and blocked every ad on my video, all my videos on YouTube, and I was making no ad revenue because everyone was ad blocking. That wasn't the case. According to Machinima, the ad impressions are pretty much equivalent for January and February. So there's no change. The same people are coming and watching all my stuff. But for some reason, I made 35% less money. And that's what there's no explanation from. So I pushed back to Machinima. I said, no, thanks for that data, but that's not what I wanted. What I need to know is, why is it then, if the ad impressions are the same, why am I making 35% less money? Because that makes
no fucking sense. None.
Now, I have a few things to say about this. Number one, is this just me? Is this some bullshit happening to my channel only? Or is it happening to other people? Are there other people out there who are YouTubers who are experiencing a significant dip in revenue this month for no fucking reason? It makes no sense. There should have been an increase because there were more and better ads on YouTube, yet YouTube's telling me I did a 35% worse. So, what, is it me?
So, while you're scratching your head like the monkey you are, because, we don't want to take Great American Ape from Sidella. How many of those better ads did you actually get, Phil? I mean, it's funny how you kind of talk about all these better ads going up as the holidays come about, right? But, like, how many of those top-tier ads did you actually get your hands on? You know what I'm saying? And how many of those ad clicks were considered invalid? I don't know. See, the devil's in the details. I'm just curious. I'm just asking. It might be semantics, but, I feel that helps flush out a story.
Other people. So, it's bullshit that this is happening with YouTube. I deserve an explanation, right? You would think that if this was affecting bigger YouTubers, they'd all be talking about it. Oh my god, even though I get 1 million views on every fucking video, which is me yelling at a fucking camera, talking head about some dumb fluff piece, and you make millions of dollars doing it, my ad revenue's down. But you would think you would hear that. No, I've heard nothing, right? I've heard anything from anyone saying the ad revenue is a disaster in February.
Well, here's the reason why, Cuck. Because one, people who have money typically don't talk about it publicly. Two, those people had other avenues to make money. They had something called investments. They have stuff called bank accounts. And inside those bank accounts, there's a number with usually a lot of zeros behind it. It's called saving. It's called planning. There are these individuals, right, who have, like, aspirations to actually own shit. And when I mean that they want to own it, they actually are able to pay for it all. There are people out there who have a general idea of what they're doing. And if they don't know, guess what, Phil? They pay other people to help them plan for it. That's why they don't talk about it. Because you can't put all your fucking information out online. It's not very smart. That's why you sit there and look like a goddamn idiot right now, while everybody else who either already had a plan in place or had plans in motion were able to kind of keep moving and they were alright. That's why. And then for something even more pivotal to the situation, you don't watch other people. So you wouldn't know if they had problems or not anyway. Dumbass. It comes from a lifetime of experience on, you shouldn't put certain shit out online. Or you shouldn't just tell certain people shit. Some stuff needs to be private. Words to live by. DSP News.
So I don't know what's going on. I don't know how this is affecting me personally. Only, am I being targeted? Is it an error? Was it a mistake? Is it going to be fixed? What is the deal? So I'm waiting to hear back from Machinima. But the bottom line is, I'm in a bad place, man. This is bullshit. And at this point, I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. I've been doing it for a living for 6. This is the epitome of bullshit. This is called a complete lack of accountability by a major corporation that basically thinks that they're hot shit. Google thinks they're hot shit. And when I see something like this, I say, this is bullshit. And I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. I'm really not.
I love doing what I do.
I'm not gonna let myself get shut down by a bunch of fucking nerds who work for Google who don't know how the fuck to do their jobs. I refuse. It would be one thing if I totally ruined my own self here, and I was here, and all of a sudden one day, I was caught off camera saying racist remarks, and that was the end of it or something like that. Last year, the incident, right? That could have been the end of me. We got through that. We've been through so much shit together. In 8 years I've been on fucking YouTube. Do you really think that because a fucking nerd at Google doesn't know how the fuck to actually enable ads properly or count ad revenue or whatever the fuck they did wrong, do you think I'm gonna let that end me? Fuck no. We're gonna find a way to fix this, alright? So, I'm waiting for an answer from Machinima.
I'm gonna pound the fuck out of them if they don't answer me.
I'm gonna get an answer. I want a fucking answer.
And my ass is so fucking stretched out at this point, it's time to push back. How you like that for an analogy?
Here's the thing. This sick piece of shit really thought that was funny. He really thought that was amusing. I mean, if he's into that, then he should just come out and admit it, to be honest. Because, that's because I gotta be honest, over there in this chat, it's kind of gay. But, if that's their if that's for the preference, then that's their preference. But look at this chuckling pig, feeling amused with himself because he likes stuff being stuffed in his ass. Alright. I guess, whatever. I guess maybe that's what he meant when he said that a cat does things for him and makes him feel certain ways that he never felt before. Maybe because, Panda just wanted to be penetrated, and instead, Phil was the one who wanted to be penetrated. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy shit. Let's continue.
So, At this point, I want an answer. I'm gonna fucking pound the fuck out of these guys until I get one, and it better be a goddamn good one, because I'm not accepting, oh, well, it's just some flaky bullshit. No. Because if this happens again in March, that's it. I'll tell you right now, January, that was bad, but because of your support on Patreon, it made up for it, and I was okay. Alright? This month, this is terrible. This is disaster mode. Because now we're talking thousands of dollars, I'm not exaggerating here, in lost revenue. And if this doesn't fix itself, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills come April, because the way it works is it's a 2-month stagger. So, right now, I'm making less money. I'll receive that lower amount of money in April. I don't know, and especially because guess what April is? It's tax time, because I gotta do my taxes in the next few weeks to month, and the first payment due is due in April. How the fuck am I gonna pay my taxes if I'm getting thousands of dollars less a month? This is insanity. This is fucking insanity is what it is. YouTube is about to fucking get the shit blown away from them, because I'm not putting up with this anymore. I don't care if I have to make fucking videos to get people to come together to put an end to this shit, but I'm not gonna let my livelihood get pulled out from under me because these fucking assholes don't do their job.
Yes, Phil, because when Phil makes videos, it brings the community together. Yeah, of course. That's why you were sitting back when that whole Zombie Go Boom thing was playing out, you know what I'm saying? Licking your fucking lips and shit, hoping that if Zombie Goes Boom wins, which they didn't, you would go ahead and be able to cut in on that. Right? That's what you thought. Which, no, it didn't. I don't remember you supporting them guys at all. Half the time, you didn't even remember them. You just remembered aspects of their case. And you were trying to figure out ways to apply that to yourself. Which wasn't going to happen anyway. And you broke. So you wouldn't have been able to take you to the court anyway. They would have just bled you out for a couple years. Until you gave up. They don't need to settle with you. Lions don't have to concern themselves with the needs of sheep. Just saying. And Zombie Goes Boom was a much bigger channel, a much more successful channel than yourself. We saw how they ended up. So, yeah. Might want to think about that, Phil.
I'm just not. 8 fucking years of my life, I'm gonna throw away now because these assholes can't fucking do their job? No! I'm gonna fucking... Oh my god, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out some way, alright?
Now, the obvious things you...
We're gonna figure this out. What do I have to figure out, Phil? What does anybody have to figure out? You're the one who looks like you're either drunk or been crying or both. You're the one that looks like you're fucked up. That's not anybody else's problem. You need to figure out what the fuck's gonna go on you. If you're gonna say we, then that's you and Panda. Sorry, Panda was in the picture still. That was you and Panda that needs to work that shit out. You guys are the couple, not your fucking fan base, Phil. Yeah, he has to be drunk. He has to be drunk or he's been crying. Probably both, though. But you guys are the ones who need to fix that bullshit. Not your fan base. I don't know what made you think that your fan base were responsible to you financially and emotionally. Definitely emotionally. Tevin pointed that out recently too. I need to get a clip of that. But yeah, I don't know. And the thing is, though, Phil, is it's not even designed just to you. It's other YouTubers that feel that way also. Strange type of phenomena. If people want to give you money to help support you in your endeavors, that's one thing. But for you to go to them and basically be like, you guys need to help me, that is a problem, I think. And it seems to always come from these individuals online. Yeah. Like I said, if they ask you for help, it's one thing. But for them to come and demand money to you, it always seems to come from these fucking individuals that couldn't do anything else outside of the internet. So, you know, they found, I guess, their calling on the internet, and so all of a sudden they feel like they're owed. And the funny thing is, not everybody's like that. It's always this select few of fucking special little snowflakes that feel that way. It's funny how a lot of them are dropping like flies, though, as of late. Could be some correlation between them, but we'll save that for another investigation. DSP News?
Should do to help. Again, I hate to be a broken fucking record and make a video like this every month. I never want to make a video like this again. I wish I could win the goddamn fucking lotto, so I never have to make a video like this again and never have to mention views.
I can just come in and play games casually for fun and share that experience with you. I don't know if we're ever going to get there. I gotta go start buying lotto tickets, I guess. But I digress. I don't ever want to do this, but it seems like once a month I have to make a fucking video like this because YouTube fucks the fuck up every month now, alright? The ways you can help. Number 1, watch the videos. Watch the streams. But that's, that's common sense. Everyone knows that. And according to YouTube, you're doing that. right? Okay, there was a 13% dip in February. Yeah, because I'm playing Neo all fucking month and the games were slow. Outside of just watching the videos and watching the streams, you can
pledge to my Patreon, and I'll say it again, $1. I'm serious about this. $1, ladies and gentlemen, to my Patreon. If everyone who watched gave me $1 a month, I would never have to mention this horse shit ever again. Patreon, please. YouTube has put me into this fucking position. It's basically do or die time. It's emergency time.
maybe we need to find a way that I can make more money on Twitch so that it's not that big of a concern with the YouTube ad revenue issues anymore, alright? Can anyone think of ways that basically I could have fundraising and or make money doing what I'm doing that doesn't involve direct ad revenue with YouTube, alright? One idea that I had would be like merchandise, like t-shirts, like Teespring, where you can order these t-shirts. It's a campaign, so they don't make the shirts unless it reaches a certain number of orders. So there's no initial investment cost, because I couldn't afford that anyway. I have no money. There's no initial investment cost, you know, and people can maybe get t-shirts. Now, last year, it was a dummy shop that I created on Teespring.
It wasn't one that was serious.
I made really terrible designs on there. I know they were bad, but I just wanted to see, could I get the shop up and running? Would, you know, would there be
Now, listen to this fucking pathetic piece of shit. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I make a let's say I make a Teespring shop, right? And I get like Superslothpants. That's probably the first person I'd go to for designs, and a few others. And you know, I get some designs from some people and I put it up, and you know, it works out all right for about a year or two. And then I come to you guys like 2 more years later, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm getting ready to start this campaign and whatnot because I want to actually have a much bigger spot. You know what I mean? Or I've fallen into financial problems or whatever the case may be that people do stuff like this. And I'm like, yeah, I had a Teespring early on, but, you know, the designs were pretty garbage and shit. They weren't very special and whatnot. And I just did it to test it out. Now, let's think about all the people who were basically insulted when you did that. Not only the people who designed the shirts for you. This piece of shit Phil just said that your designs were garbage. They were trash, and he just tried to make whatever money off of them. But then the people who actually purchased them. The people who used to actually send Phil messages through his email or on Twitter with pictures saying, hey Phil, I just bought a new shirt, man, look at my shirt, it's great. And Phil's like, thanks guy, I appreciate your support. When really in the back of Phil's head he was like, why'd you buy that garbage shirt? That shirt's fucking horrible. Think about this piece of shit and what he had to say about that. And yet he still expects people to want to help him, and people are still willing to help him, knowing that in a year or two he's just going to shit on you guys later. Can someone explain that to me? On why a group of people will allow themselves to be abused by someone who's weaker than them? As the collective, you guys are stronger than Phil. But yet somehow, some way, he keeps you guys enslaved. I guess we'll never know. DSP News.
And it seemed to me that last year people were like, yeah, Phil, we'd be interested in Teespring, but not, you know, shitty designs. You gotta have someone make good designs or whatever. Here's the deal. If there are people out there who are good at artwork, I mean, I've got amazing people who've been submitting some really impressive fan art to my streams and stuff recently. You know, you've seen it on pre-stream if you've been watching. If you want to make some artwork, high-quality artwork for shirts, I'd be willing to toss you a few bucks. Now, I can't throw you $1 million, and I certainly can't give you a cut of every sale of a t-shirt, because the whole point here is fundraising for me so I can keep doing this as a job.
I don't know what the solution
I'm willing to throw you guys a couple of bucks, and whatever, you don't get a percentage of each shirt or each sale, because the money is supposed to be for me, so I can keep doing this as a job. This is what he came down to. And people fell for it. It makes one wonder, right? Who's really the idiot in this relationship? Is it the fan base or is it Phil? Or is it both? Time will tell.
is here. Enough is enough. And if it comes to the point where I'm gonna have to demand a fucking personal call with YouTube management to get an answer out of the horse's fucking mouth why they can't do their jobs, I'm gonna get it. And I'm gonna get you all the answers, because I've had enough of this shit.
I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm gonna say, 8 years of my fucking life, I worked for you. I gave you free content on YouTube, you motherfuckers. For you to have shit on your website, right? Never, you know, what the fuck? It's not like, it's certainly not like they put out their own content to make their fucking website popular. I was one of the people who spearheaded the raw reactionary style Let's Plays on YouTube. A lot of the shit that you see now is derivative of my work.
And I'm not giving up on my business after 8 years. I refuse. These motherfuckers are going to figure out what they did wrong, and they're going to fucking fess up, because I'm not. I refuse to go away when I didn't fail.
This is how I play the game.
Sorry, I just wanted Phil to say that. It's like, this is how you play the game, while he laughs at himself. That's the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we've come to on this odyssey as it pertains to Phil's ranting about politics, and then his morals. It's his morals' fault. And then in the next video, you got to see his morals on display. You got to see exactly how upstanding of an individual and of a citizen that he is. I hope it was enlightening. Probably not. But I hope it was at least entertaining. Probably not. Well, I appreciate your time nonetheless. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Network and Productions. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have all the videos that were presented to you in my description, as I said before, as well as Ghostly Winds, James the Lessers, and Agent Proper's recent video. I think it's episode number 6. I'll have that link down in the description for you also, because I'd like for you to check all those things out. Oh yes, it's been quite the news day. Should be another episode of Doubt and Wine coming out soon, or episode 1 of Gout and Wine. That should be already. I don't think we put that out yet. I'm sure it's queued up though. I just don't think we've put it out yet. So expect something like that. Should be some videos for the weekend, hopefully, but we'll see. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host / anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. End the broadcast.
Read the Bible, Ringo?
Not regularly, no.
Well, there's this passage I got memorized. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. I've been saying that shit for years. And if you heard it, that meant your ass. I never gave much thought to what it meant. I just thought it was some cold-blooded shit to say to a motherfucker before I popped a cap in his ass. I saw some shit this morning that made me think twice. See, now I'm thinking, maybe it means you're the evil man, and I'm the righteous man. And Mr. 9mm here, he's the shepherd protecting my righteous ass in the valley of darkness. Or it could mean you're the righteous man, and I'm the shepherd. And it's the world that's evil and selfish. Now, I'd like that. But that shit ain't the truth. The truth is, you're the weak, and I'm the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd. Go.